We're learning much more about Robin Williams and what played out in his home those hours before he was discovered. Police now revealing what they believe happened inside his home in Marin County, California, how his family learned he took his own life, his body found by his personal assistant. Tonight, the tributes pouring in from around the world, the memorial growing outside this home in Boulder, Colorado, the backdrop used for that first hit show, Mork and Mindy. A similar picture in San Francisco tonight at the home where he filmed Mrs. Doubtfire. The message, Robin, you'll be missed. Robin Williams had just signed on to reprise that role. This evening, his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, now surrounded by candles and messages from grieving fans. ABC's Cecilia Vega leads our team coverage tonight, and she's outside that home, the backdrop for Mrs. Doubtfire in San Francisco. And of course, Cecilia, we know that Robin Williams called the Bay Area his home.
He sure did, David. Good evening to you. And you can see there is a crowd out here that has just poured into this sidewalk. These stairs, these famous stairs at that house you mentioned, overwhelmed with flowers and candles. All of this to remember a man who will be missed by so many. Tonight, new details about Robin Williams' final hours. At 10:30 p.m. Sunday night, Williams was last seen alive by his wife, Susan Schneider. Investigators say she woke up Monday morning and left their house thinking her husband was still asleep. But just before noon, his personal assistant discovered his body. Distraught, she called 911. Emergency crews responded in minutes.
A parent suicide attempt by hanging.
Our indication is that it is a suicide due to asphyxia due to hanging.
A pocket knife found near his body, cuts on his wrist.
Mr. Williams had been seeking treatment for depression.
This longtime friend who saw Williams just last week told me he and others close to him were concerned.
We've been worried. He's been fragile. He's been really, it was clear to us that, that he was not in great shape.
Did you think it would come to this?
No. I mean, he was getting so much love and support all around him. I mean, for me, there's no making sense of any of this.
Today, those landmarks made famous over the course of a legendary career, now memorials. From that bench in Boston, seen in Good Will Hunting.
You don't know about real loss, because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself.
Now surrounded by tributes written in chalk to his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, spilling over with flowers and notes. As fans mourn the loss of a movie legend, Williams' family mourned in private, his wife saying in a statement, "I am utterly heartbroken." And his daughter Zelda tweeting this message, "I love you, I miss you, I'll try to keep looking up." From those who worked with Williams, the tributes keep pouring in. Ben Affleck saying tonight, "He made Matt and my dreams come true. What do you owe a guy who does that? Everything." Mork and Mindy producer Gary Marshall discovered Williams, saying he had more energy than anyone in any room.
I think I'll miss mostly that he's not here anymore and I could call him up and get a laugh, because he sure could do that. Better than anybody I ever saw.
And Marshall today sharing another story saying the very first time he met Robin Williams, Williams stood on his head in an office chair. David, always the comedian, that guy.
Hired on the spot, he said he'd never interviewed an alien before. That's how he got the job for Mork and Mindy. And Cecilia, tough question to ask, but was there any note, any message left for his family? Do we know yet?
We don't know, David. Investigators aren't saying whether Robin Williams left behind a suicide note. What they are saying this evening is that this investigation will remain open as they await the results of a toxicology test. David.
Cecilia Vega leading us off tonight. Cecilia, thank you.